Organic farming is among the most happening things in the world today. There is a lot of talk and action about not only organic farming but also natural farming, regenerative farming, and so on. All these farming systems focus on sustainable utilization of soil and water resources. But the manner in which they are adopted, there is no way of achieving sustainability. In fact, they could end up ruining the last remaining natural ecosystems on the planet. Through this video, I call upon all those who are following these farming systems or promoting them to pause for a while and think a little. We know that soil nutrients are transformed and utilized by the plants for their growth and development. In fact, it is the soil nutrients that are transported out of the farmlands in the form of pulses, grains, oil seeds, flowers, fruits, vegetables, nuts, fiber, etc. Farmers seem to earn more money if their harvests are transported to the faraway towns and cities. However, today there is hardly a way for those nutrients to return to the farmlands. It is this one-way traffic of nutrients from the farmlands to the towns and cities that has led to nutrition depletion on the farmlands and nutrition pollution in the towns and cities. We understand that matter can neither be created nor destroyed. Therefore, the soil nutrients that are transported out of the farmlands cannot be recreated there. No organic farming, no natural farming, no regenerative farming can recreate nutrients on the farmlands. There are people who think that plants, animals, and microorganisms can create nutrients. No, they cannot. They can only transform the matter that is available to them. They cannot create it. Whatever is lost on the farmlands remains lost unless added from the outside. Let me tell you a story. There is an organic farmer who has been growing mangoes on a commercial scale since 20 years. Along with mangoes, the farmer has green manure and fodder crops on that farmland. The farmer also maintains a few cows there. Every year, this farmer sells an exceptionally large quantity of mangoes to buyers who transport them to the faraway markets. You would easily realize that it is the soil nutrients that are transported out of that farmland in the form of mangoes. But this farmer adds green manure and farmyard manure to the mango plants to replenish those soils. After several years, the farmer observes that the fodder crops and the green manure crops were not as healthy as they used to be. The nutrients of those soils had considerably depleted because the farmer was harvesting the crops but not replenishing the soils. The farmer realizes the problem. But from where does the farmer get the organic soil nutrients to replenish those soils? The only option with the farmer was to get them from the surrounding forests and grasslands. This situation was faced by not just this farmer, but by all the farmers of that village. Everybody was depending on the surrounding forests and grasslands for the organic soil nutrients. The question now is, who is going to add nutrients to the forests and grasslands? This is the reality today. Sheep and cattle graze the forests and grasslands, and those nutrients are added to the agricultural lands in the form of their excreta. Leaves and branches of forest trees are cut and incorporated into the agricultural soils. Forest litter, even forest soils, are added to agricultural lands. For what purpose? To grow crops and to transport the produce to the faraway towns and cities. Those nutrients are not returning to the farmlands today. You know that the demand for food is increasing exponentially with every human generation. You know that the demand for organic products is rapidly expanding. You should also know that All this is exerting a tremendous pressure on the forests and grasslands for the organic soil nutrients. Today, extracts of plants and animals that thrive in the seas and oceans are also reaching the farmlands in the form of organic products. If this continues in the same manner, we will surely be depleting and ruining the last remaining natural ecosystems on the planet. The farmer alone cannot be responsible for growing crops in a sustainable manner and ensuring that the natural ecosystems are not disturbed. It is our collective responsibility. Every section of the society has roles to play in tackling the present situation. First, we need to cut the supply chains of organic soil nutrients that are associated with natural ecosystems. Second, we need to implement viable business models around on-farm production of organic soil nutrients. Third, as a short-term measure, we can think of filling the nutrient gap with synthetic fertilizers that are applied at the appropriate dosages and in the right form. Fourth, as a medium-term measure, we should support businesses, especially startups, that focus on reversing the flow of nutrients, that is, from the towns and cities to the farmlands. Fifth, the long-term measures should focus on diversifying agriculture and bringing the farmers and the consumers physically closer to each other. Reducing the distance traveled by different agricultural products would greatly help in repairing the broken nutrient cycle. Sixth, it is high time that we plan to introduce soil credits between the importing and the exporting nations. Monetizing soil credits should generate revenues to the exporting nations to build the infrastructure that is necessary for rejuvenating the nutrient cycle. Finally, it is important that the consumers realize to pay not only for the food they eat, but also for the soil they waste. Please pause for a while and think a little.